Hey guys, welcome. Today I'm going to be showing us how to make ekuru. And today I'm using honey beans and I've soaked for like 3 to 4 hours. 3 to 4 hours so that it can be fluffy by the time I'm mixing and it will be easier for me to mix. That's why I soak for that long. And by the time that they are blending it will not require so much water. And this is me bringing it out to take it to the grinding store to grind and ensure that it comes out the way I want. This is my blended beans. You can see it's still very thick, no water. I ensure that there is no water. That's why I don't use my blender, because if I put my blender I will have to add water. So you can see it's still very thick, very thick, no water. So I have to turn consistently for like 10 to 15 minutes, because it's not very much. I can turn with my turning stick to 10 to 15 minutes, but if it is more than this, sometimes I turn for like 20 to 25 minutes. I use honey beans or white beans. Honey beans or white beans. I don't usually use. I've used milk beans before, but it didn't come out well at all. It didn't. I think because it's too soft or something, it didn't come out well. Yeah. So I will advise that if you are going to try this, use white beans or honey beans. And white beans is easier to peel. Like immediately you put water, you can just peel and soak for 3 hours. But honey beans is different. You have to soak for the 3 hours or for like some minutes, maybe 30 minutes, then peel and soak. Because it's not easier to peel immediately. Immediately you put it inside the water. So you can see now for like 10 to 15 minutes, this is my results. You can see very fluffy. The measurement, the quantity has increased. Very fluffy. Very fluffy. I ensure that I mix consistently. I'm used to mixing cake actually, so I think this is easier for me. So I just continually mix so I get the fluffy texture. You can see me adding salt here. I add salt to taste actually, not to sweeten, just salt to taste, and I continually mix to get the fluffy texture that I want. I mix. You can use your mixer. But I don't have a mixer, that's why I'm not using one. But I think a mixer should work. I've not used it before, but I think it should work. But just mixing with I'm used to mixing with my turning stick for 10 to 15 minutes, and it comes out very fluffy. Just continually mix and ensure that it comes out very well, very soft. If it's not very soft yet, the result will not come out soft at all. Just mix until you have your desired result. You can see white and fluffy. You can see very soft, like a well mixed butter. Most times I use my capricine container to cook my moi moi, ekuru, anything I need to cook with my beans. That's what I use. When my son finish using it, you just cut it. If you have used it before, you can drop your comment in the comment section what you think about it. It's easier for me, easier to remove. So that's why I like it. You cook, you don't need to add anything inside. You don't add oil in a kuru, please. You don't add anything. It's just your salt and your beans. That's all you need for your kuru. So and when you are filling your container, whether you are using your leaf, you are using anything, any container that you have that you're using, ensure that it's not full. You can fill it midway, because it's going to rise. It's just like butter that well mixed, that it will have to rise by the time it gets on it. And you don't put too much water in your pot when you're putting it, because by the time the water is boiling, it will fill up the pot and sometimes it enter inside the ekuru. So to avoid that, just put a little water. Intermittently you can add more water. So this is just what I'm just filling it up, filling my pot up to filling the containers up and getting everything. So I was able to get 7 wrap out of it, which is just 2 cups of beans. And for a family of 3, I think this is okay. This is okay. Sometimes sef, my son we eat twice. One wrap at a time and one wrap at the other time. And ekuru is very good for a toddler. Yes, if your toddler is not eating, because my toddler too was not eating. He doesn't eat that much. So this type of food, easy food that he doesn't have to chew for so long, he prefers swallow. So this one also works for him, very easy. You can see it's done. Ekuru gets done the same minutes your meme gets done, just like those 30 minutes cook. You can see it's very hot. You can see the smoke. Can you see the smoke? It's still very hot, but I always leave it like 5 to 10 minutes, because scattering it at this time will not come out well. Trying to bring it out the way it's supposed to be. It will be very hot and it won't come out well at all. It will still be very hard. But by the time it cools down, to come out the way you want, well deserved, just deserve it. Well deserved. You can see it. Your toddler can just sit with this, with your stew and start eating. The stew is not something, it's just normal stew, but just ensure that the palm oil on your stew is